So we had both. We had Abby and then we had Hatcher and vice versa. And
That's cute.
Yeah, very
I
cute.
love it.
Very cute.
Very cute. All right, well, let's see what comes out of this cocoon today.
Am I living? Oh, what a funny thing to say. But your mama always said, look up into the sky, find the sun on a cloudy day, on a cloudy day. Your mama always said, look up into the sky, find the sun on a cloudy day, on a cloudy day. Your mama always said, look up.
No, you go first.
No, you go first.
No, you go first. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Living for Your Monday Morning. I'm Nancy Timpano.
Hi, Nancy Timpano. I'm Vince Fusco.
Well, hello there,
Hi,
Vince
great to see
Fusco.
you. Great to meet you.
Hi,
How you
nice to
going?
meet you.
How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. Would you like to join me for a chat?
I would love to join you for a chat. You know, it feels funny because we sit down, right? We record so many conversations together, you and me.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if we recorded them all?
Oh my God! Like
Nah,
I just
but what?
hit record and then we're just
Yes.
it comes with us.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that would be interesting.
I reckon there's something in that, listener. If you are at home listening to this conversation, you go, you know what? These guys always have
Do you
a
want
good
to spend
time.
their days with us?
Do you want to spend your day with us? Because
Oh.
I can tell you, there's a lot that happens off air that
Oh yeah,
we don't record.
it's a lot of conversations.
But that's the beautiful thing. That's what leads us to this. And that's the fun part of sitting down with you every week and recording our conversation.
Oh, there you go. That was something different.
Something different.
That was something different.
Same but different, or just different?
Different. Today's topic of conversation. Different just to be different. Does my head in? Do you want me to explain?
You're going to have to unpack it a little bit because I take that in a couple of ways. I hear different to be different as in like, is it a clothing thing or like I just want to stand out from the crowd or are you talking about when it's like choosing something different purely to go against the grain?
Just to say it's something different. Example, like, oh, we're having our such and such's birthday party here this year. Oh, wow, you're having it there. Great. Yeah, we just wanted something different. Hang on. So already red flag for me. But have you been to a party there before and you've enjoyed it so much that you wanted to go and have the same experience? No. Just something different, you know, like it's different. Well, how can you say you like it? You haven't actually. I think after an event, you can say
That was different.
That was something different that we've never done, and that was worked out well. Before the event, just to say it was something different. I had a conversation with someone a few weeks ago. They had, I don't know, were they on holiday or were they just around the place? Anyway, I said, oh, did you end up going to this place or this place? Oh, we didn't want to go to anywhere that we were recommended.
Hang on.
We just wanted to try different places.
But hang on. If you've never been there, isn't it different to you, you banana?
But,
As in, like, if someone's recommended it, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And if you've never been there, it is different to you.
it's the reason behind it. Like I could wear this crazy outfit out one night and I'll be bloody different, let me tell you. But am I wearing it because I like the outfit? I think it's the wrong reason when you're using the word different just to be different. Like I say, after the event, maybe you can use the word different. What, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. The only thing that sort of springs into my mind,
Yes.
and it would be a few months ago, there was a couple that I was MC for their wedding.
Yep.
Beautiful couple, beautiful wedding at one of my favourite locations, Sunnybrae Estate.
Oh, of course.
Of course. Fantastic. And when I spoke with the couple, I said to them, I said, guys, you have got a beautiful night ahead of you. I said, not only have you got the most beautiful venue, the most beautiful food. They went, we've actually never been to a wedding at Sunnybrae.
Wow.
And I said, hang on. What do you mean? And they said, we've actually never been to a wedding there. We just wanted something a little bit different. And I said, but hang on. I'm confused because weddings aren't cheap,
No.
no matter where you go, right?
No.
But
They'd never experienced it.
to never experience that and choose it to be different. I find that crazy.
I mean,
because-
lucky for them.
No, and that's what I said to them. I
Lucky
said,
for them.
I'm amazed. They said all of our friends have just started getting married, and so far we've had like botanic gardens. We've had a lot of wineries.
Yes.
So they were like, we didn't want to do winery, but we also didn't want to have a function room.
Yeah.
So, and I think Sunnybrae is a perfect match for
Yeah,
that. It
that's
feels like a
right.
winery, but you're like 8 minutes from the city.
I
know. But it's the idea of like, you've never experienced it. Lucky for them.
Yeah.
That they've, like you said,
Chose
it's a
the
great
best, but-
place.
Wow.
But that's just to be different.
Yeah, see, I get very confused by it.
And like clothing, I think your clothing comment is a good one because there's definitely people who will dress purely for the sake of being different.
yeah.
I always wonder about that. Like I struggled, and I think you might have because you're a performer as well. But like you struggle with the idea of fitting in, but
Yeah.
then standing out. There's a real push and pull, isn't
Yeah,
there? Of like
yeah.
I want to be different and be unique, but also I want to be part of the community. I want to feel accepted and
I can't say I've had those thoughts. I've never really been like, yeah, I don't think I have. It's like, I don't know, I dressed the way I dressed. I was probably more confident
Yeah.
in my choices. But now I just like, oh, can I still wear that?
okay,
I'm like-
this is great.
But not,
Okay.
But no, I can't remember ever thinking like, oh, I really want to fit. I know.
Okay, so now that you're saying it like that,
No.
what I'm processing this in my head and I'm seeing how I was feeling. For me, it was more like I felt like my normal life
Yeah.
was performing.
Yeah.
So my normal life was standing out.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
being big characters.
that was
wearing-
normal, yeah.
That was normal for me. So
Yeah.
when I would come back to school, more so as a kid and a teenager, I would almost like not talk about that because I wanted to be
Oh, you wanted to
I
fit
wanted to
in
be
and-
accepted.
yeah.
I wanted to feel like I fit in with them. Whereas I felt like if I came back and was like, so I just went on stage with Michael Jackson this weekend
Yeah.
and I've just spent the last 8 weeks touring around the country doing this. I'm out of it. I'm unrelatable. I'm not attainable. And some people were very cool with it. Like some of my
Yeah.
best friends who are still like, they would come with me on tour.
Yep.
But then there were others who were like, you're not, you know what I mean? Like you're not part of this. You don't fit in anymore. And so for me, it was more like, I want to stand out, but I want to be different, but I don't. Whereas now as an adult, I'm much more of like, I'm just me.
But I was the same as a performer, full time growing up. Maybe it was just a natural instinct. As if I was with my performing friends, it was that kind of conversation.
100%.
And when I was with school friends or workmates or whatever, I didn't avoid it for any particular reason. It was just like a natural.
See, that's funny,
Change
isn't it?
of
I think it depends on the
conversation.
audience then, because I definitely had to, like, when I came back and did say, I've been on stage with Michael Jackson, there were 50% that were like, amazing, and 50% that were like, get over yourself, and like shut me out, or like it became the weapon they used against me was what I was doing.
Yeah. Well, I find even now, like sometimes I'll drop in a comment and not just because if it's there, but it's purely conversation. But I might say something just assuming people know that.
Yeah.
But they might only be friends with me for the last 5 years. It might be a school mum or something, as opposed to, school bestie that's grown up with me or whatever. But I might just say something like, okay, I am going to name drop. But if, Guy Sebastian's on the TV, I'm like, oh, when I was in a band with Guy, we would often do.
And people would die at that.
And-
People would just be like, what?
But when majority of the people that know me,
They know about it.
they know.
Yeah.
But the others will go, "Blah, blah, blah, excuse me? And I'll be like, oh, yeah, there was, there was a time, but yeah, in a band with Guy and blah, blah, blah. And they'll be like, okay. Like, but I don't do it. I
You
don't know.
don't do it for the sake of doing it.
No.
That's just fact.
Yeah.
And it's what we did. It's wild. I think like with anything, like I'm just trying to think, we're doing a birthday party coming up and we're doing a bike track.
Yeah.
Like bike park.
Yeah.
Which we've done before. Everyone else has done it.
Yeah.
We're not being different, but it's different for us.
Different for you, but are you choosing it to be different?
Not at
No,
all.
you're choosing it because you think the kids will love it. Your
Choosing
kids will love it.
Oh, we did it for Leo's.
So, yeah.
Like the same, we're doing the exact same party
Yeah.
basically. Like small group of friends, bring your bikes, bring your scooters.
Well, that's not different at all.
It's not different
And
at
it's
all.
not for the purpose of being different. You know how oh my gosh, sometimes it can be very overwhelming, I think, as more so probably for a woman and for a mother and whatever, these expectations. Like I remember when it was Jaden's christening
Yeah.
and stuff. Back then it was all about the candy bar. The candy bar, the dessert
yeah,
bar.
that was
had-
us for our engagement,
That
yeah.
was, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Everything goes through phases, but now it's all about the balloon garlands and
Yeah,
everything.
I can't deal with that because you just pop it.
But no,
air.
but what I'm saying is it's just like a fashion.
It's the trend.
Yeah, it's the trend.
yeah.
You go through these phases, but I find that a bit like, oh my gosh, there's an expectation that I need to do that.
Yeah.
So I just find you look at all these photos sometimes on, people's Instagrams and it looks like every party's the same and one's just trying to outdo the other, trying to outdo
I'm
the
happy
other.
that you said that.
So
Yeah.
people might want to be different to break that cycle, but I don't like the word different. I just think break the cycle. It could be, I don't want to spend that much money on balloons.
That's me.
Or it doesn't have to, or I'm just choosing this because he likes animals way more than he likes balloons or whatever. I just think, I don't know, when you use it as a reason, I don't know if it's coming from a genuine place. That's how
I think that's
feels.
a really, and that's a very probably like a deep moral
It doesn't
question
feel
that you
real
have.
to me when,
And that's because you're someone, and I'm the same. If it doesn't feel real, I can't do it.
yeah. And I reckon
Which
it's-
is totally ironic being actors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's different because when you're an actor and you're acting,
it's different.
It's different. but you're putting on a different persona. You're
Yes.
like it's your, your job. I think with the, like you said, parties that are the same, they're all trying to be different, but they actually all look exactly the same. That's the same thing as any conformity. When you think about like the I was going to say like the goths or the emos or again, subgroups in different communities have these different sort of trends that come and go. When we were growing up, it was goths.
Yeah.
And then the emos were a little bit later. Like when we were in
Yeah.
high school, it
Yeah.
became like, well, they're the emo kids or whatever. And they all want to be different. And the
Yeah.
whole purpose of that was like, I'm a punk. It stems from the punk movement, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? But it's about being rebellious and going against the grain and not being the same as everyone.
Yeah.
But in doing so, they all then look,
The same.
act,
Yeah.
behave the same.
Yep.
So what are you really doing?
I know. Like if I go to a party and they all look similar with the balloon girl, excuse me, that's fine. But I'm there for the experience of the time.
people. I'm there for the people.
But how much fun I'm going to have.
Yeah.
I haven't gone, I had way more fun because they had a balloon garland.
I just think it gets out of control. And look, it's a very small sidestep. And it's probably another conversation. We could do a different topic on it. But the parties that are like, and again, we're in the industry, so we see a lot of good parties.
Yeah.
And I pride myself on throwing a good party. I love a good party.
Yeah.
I just found actually some photos from my brother-in-law's 40th that we did about 10 years ago. And that year, my sister and my brother-in-law both turned 40. And I helped throw the parties. For his, we did a casino night at home.
Ah, yes, you spoke about this. Yes.
And we literally hung I just found photos the other day and I was like, it looks like Monaco in there.
Yeah.
It looks unbelievable. Different party.
Yeah.
Now I look at these parties and I saw a kids party the other day. It was like a disco western theme.
Yep.
Which even that to me, I'm like, what's disco western? Like that's a combination you've never heard of, isn't it?
Yeah. Or Taylor Swift with a cowboy hat. Same.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Beyonce, yeah, everyone's
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
it. But it's the idea of like, I don't think there should be a limit, but at what point do you go, this is all just fluff? This is all just
Yeah.
superfluous
Yes.
versus, and again, I don't want to take away from anybody's experience because I think if you want to do it, do it. And I've done the same thing. But then at what point does it lose its meaning
Yeah.
and its value versus just having dinner at home with
I know.
your
100%.
nominees or your family versus having this big show and gala? I've seen christenings. Oh my gosh, one of them, it was twins christenings in Sydney, which should already paint the picture, where they had Lamborghinis.
Oh my
Each one had a sticker on the front of each of the child's names. They had a live musician. There was an ice sculpture. There was ballooned garlands. This is a $50,000 event for a christening.
And you know what? That's fine. If you've got the money to spend, you spend it. But that child isn't going to remember their christening. This is what did my
100%.
head in for like first birthdays were this they've started to be this massive thing. And then automatically I just went, no, I'm not going to go big on the first because he won't remember.
100%.
Whereas when I show him photos of his third birthday, when he started to verbalize what he likes and what
Yes.
he
Yep,
loved
yep,
the Wiggles, he loved Paw Patrol. Then he looks back at photos and goes, I remember that. He's not going to look back
Yeah.
from his first birthday and go, huh? What was all that?
I remember that giant
Do you know what I mean?
dancer.
So,
Yeah.
To be, it's kind of sad because some people think maybe they have to fit into this mold of, or it looks like I don't love my kid as much if I don't give him the same or her the same
Yeah.
shindig. That's a
Yeah.
bit sad if we are feeling
But
like
I
that.
think that's probably just a byproduct of
Yeah.
social media.
Yeah, it is.
And the social media monster, what it does is it puts a measuring stick in front of everybody.
Yeah.
It puts a false measuring stick
yeah,
as to what everybody is doing and how
Yeah.
they live. And don't forget, it's curated.
yeah,
You only are going to see,
Yeah.
besides the one or two posts that, sometimes you see influencers or people, and we do it, we've done it ourselves, where we get on there and we go, today's not a good day, having
Yeah.
a bad day. But other than that, you're only going to put out there what you want
That's right.
people to see as well. So you have to take that with a grain of salt
Yeah.
and be like, oh, just because I didn't spend all that money doesn't mean I love them any less.
Correct.
I find, like you are, it was a bit of that moment of like, is he going to think, because we're not having a party, that we don't,
yeah.
I never had birthday parties with friends at all.
no,
My birthday parties were just family. It was a barbecue at home.
Yeah.
Never had friends over till I was 16. And even then, mum and dad were like one and only.
Yeah, I remember when Jaden was, I'm trying to think, 2 was Wiggles, 3 was something else. What was he into at 3? Oh, I think we were living in Melbourne and came back here, so we didn't have a big, it was like we celebrated Easter and his birthday at once, something like that. But then 4, lockdown, well, we had just come out of sort of lockdown. We had the restrictions, 10 people, and he was turning 4 and he was madly into Paw Patrol.
The best.
So he basically had nothing that day, so to speak, apart from his chase outfit that he wore, they loved.
Which my boys are now the beneficiaries of.
Yes.
Thank you, Jaden.
Yes. But we had a couple of family members at a time
Yeah.
pop through all day long.
A rotating door.
Yeah,
I love it.
absolutely. He had the time of his life.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking this is a 12-hour event as
Agreed.
opposed to one big shindig. But he loved it just the same. I just remember the birthday cake, because I wasn't going to do a brand new birthday cake. So it kept getting like turned for the photo
love it.
and
I love
turned
it. I
and
love
turned and turned. I think there was the ears left by the end of the night. And we're like, blow it out again.
I'm
We got
totally
more
on
pe-
board.
Yeah. So look, I think after the event, I think it's also the way
That
you
was different.
say it. It's like, oh, that worked out really well. We don't normally go to places like that, but it worked out really well.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just think when you go like, oh, I just love that we're doing it there because it's something different. And I'm like, but you haven't had it yet, and it might be a disaster. So maybe you
It
should
might actually
have
just
the
be
event.
the same.
But I just think that, you know what, at the end of the day, I think I'm different to many people. I'm so
Hey,
different.
And that's the thing.
I'm
Everybody's different. Different horses, different courses. Is that
Different,
what they say?
unusual, nice.
She's not. She's very What's
Different,
What are they saying
definitely
today? It's
unusual.
mindful. You're demure. It's very mindful. Very demure of you,
Yeah,
Nance.
I don't know. I just think do it because you love it or you want to give it a go
Yeah.
or not to say, yeah, something different.
I can't think of anything like that makes me want to do something too different. Like I want to be different, but I don't want to be like just because it's different.
Yeah, like, there's probably, teenagers out there that want to go and colour their hair green, pink, blue, yellow. That's fine. Do you love pink, green, blue, yellow? Go for it. Go your hardest. But I want to do it to be different. I'm like, oh, my God.
That was me. I came back from like year 9 summer holidays with blue hair, black, and in the sun I looked like a Smurf. Mum hated it, but it was not to be different, not because I loved it.
But
It
it
was-
was to be different then if you didn't love it.
Well, no, it wasn't necessarily to be. It was for me personally. I wanted to feel differently because I was struggling with who I was at the time.
Right.
So for me, it was like a new identity.
Yes.
I'm
Okay.
gonna, and it was to me that's my rebellious phase.
Yeah.
I came back to school with blue black hair, and everyone was like, "Whoa, Vin's gone goth."
Yeah.
There it is again. Maybe I was. Oh my god, I'm replaying this now. But it was the idea of like I've never coloured my hair again since.
Yeah.
But it wasn't to be different. It was for me to feel good about myself.
But I love.
So is that the thing? Do people do it just for
Yes.
saying different, but it feels something?
I was just going to say that if you're doing, because you feel that within,
Yeah.
and like you do you, and if it's different to that person, that's fine.
Beautiful.
You don't have to be the same.
That's right.
But you're not. You
Actively-
happen to be You
Yeah.
happen to be doing something
I'm
different.
not looking at you and going, she's got brown hair, he's got red hair, they've got
Yes.
blonde hair. I need to fill the gap of the blue black hair in the middle
Correct.
to be different.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. I'm
like
just
it.
saying, like, yeah, if you have got different thoughts, different ideas, go for it. But if you're that genuine person that has those thoughts and ideas, you're probably not the person that is sitting there going, I'm doing it to be different, because you don't even realise.
Definitely.
You get it?
I'm very happy to report that I don't think I know anyone in my immediate circle who is that person, which is lovely. I'm literally racking my brain as we're sitting here recording. I'm thinking, who in the last 5 months, 6 months, year has said to me, we're doing that just to be different? And I can't think of anyone.
See, I've heard it. That's why it came to mind.
Yeah,
And
totally,
obviously, I think
totally.
it was just last week, and I think it had triggered because I'd just heard it the week before, and I'm like,
And it's been playing on your
what
mind ever since.
is
Yeah.
this different
Business.
bullshit? Just
Oh,
do it because you like it.
yeah.
That's your choice.
See, this is the thing about keeping up with the Joneses and social media, going back to that. It's that the idea of like, just do it for yourself.
Yes.
And it's okay to have your own opinion, to like things that other people don't like. It's your iPod. God damn it. That just
Yeah.
keeps coming back, guys.
It does.
It's
It does.
your iPod.
Yeah.
And we shouldn't be fearful of what other people will think, because whatever they think, It has nothing to do with you.
No.
Do you know what I mean? I got my hair cut this morning.
Yeah, I did notice.
Thank you. I had my ears lowered.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, it's a little bit different. Just a very slight variation on the normal.
I didn't know. I just thought fresh. I didn't think different, but as in it's a fresh cut.
That's right. But it's because I feel good. I look, you know what I mean? Like it's the idea of like if anyone goes, oh, your haircut's no good. Great. You don't think it looks good. I think it looks good.
Yeah.
It's so, again, just going back to that point of do what you want.
Yeah, that's right.
I feel like that's been our message a lot the last few weeks is
You
do what
do
you.
you.
Do you, boo.
Yeah.
Do you. all right?
Absolutely.
'Cause
And if it's different, you shouldn't even realise.
just celebrate
We
it.
might. You shouldn't.
And we'll say, you know what I love about them? It's this, this, and this. And that's what makes you different. It's your unique quality.
Yeah.
I love that.
A different conversation today.
Nance, I love a different conversation.
There you go.
Hey guys, different conversations are happening
Weekly.
all over weekly at the moment. If you are a bit behind, which I know some of you are, and that's okay because we've got a lot of content. There's like 70 plus episodes at the moment. We're getting close to the end of the year.
Wow.
We're going to have 86 out by the end of this year.
That's
And
crazy.
then we won't even start talking about season 3 yet because,
No.
my gosh, I already
Yeah,
know what
no.
we're talking about. But, you know, if you guys go back, Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, you can listen as well, iHeartRadio, get on there, listen to another episode of Living, see what different conversations you come across, okay? And Nance, you can even follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, absolutely. Livin_podcast. Give us a follow, but we will see you next Monday.
Am
See
I
you then.
living
We are living, that's for sure.
We are.
a funny thing to say?
All right, well, listen, this coffee, delicious.
Not different? Same, same?
Different, same, but different.
To the sky, find the sun on a cloudy day. On a cloudy day.
Oh, that's different. Too different.
Aldi, good different.